So today I'm going to be talking about this place called Mckamey Manor. Basically, there's like a haunted house, which is really just a old fat ass beating you up in his backyard. If you're thinking, man, getting beat up by an old fat guy sounds awesome. How much does it cost? Don't worry, it'll only run you a bag of dog food. I don't even have a joke for that. That's just really weird. Anyway, the manor was created by Russ Mckamey. Before Russ got into the business of torturing people, he was in the military. This motherfucker really went, wait, I get to kill people and get paid for it? Sign me up. Russ also has 3 kids, which is very disturbing because, they know what he does.
What do you guys think of Mckamey Manor?
Torture. Torture. Scary.
Why do you think they do it?
I don't know. But we see our dad watching videos on YouTube of it.
Why do you think your dad likes it?
Because he likes to be tortured. And he likes being tortured.
These kids are talking about torture in an interview. It's like a normal thing. These people are going to end up being, actual serial killers. Like Batman villains. Their father being Professor Pig, obviously. Before I talk about any actual stories, I'm going to go over the Mckamey Manor 40-page waiver. I'm not going to go over all of it, just the fun stuff. So let me tell you right now, you'd be better off signing the death note than signing this waiver. Before I get started, to give you some context, there's some stuff you can, check, basically. So you can, check to get a haircut. But some stuff is just unavoidable. You can't check to eat your own vomit. You're just gonna. Your bones are gonna be broken, no matter what. One of the first lines of this waiver is, this says this agreement is binding upon participant and their family members. Bro, what? Is that part of the haunt? They just kidnap your family and torture them in front of you? I should stop talking. I don't want to give Russ any ideas. Also, it says participant takes all responsibility for injury and death. These fuckers could kill you, and it's your fault. Next, it says participant represents that they are physically and mentally fit to participate. I don't think anyone who signs this is mentally fit. If you sign a paper that says they can kill you, you're not mentally fit. It says you will leave MM with cuts, bruises, or other possible injuries, including possible broken bones. Participant understands that injuries are never on purpose at MM. How the fuck do you accidentally break someone's bones? Yes, if I had a can of dog food for all the times I've accidentally broke someone's bones. Also, MM is not a fight club. You can't, fight the other actors. That makes sense, They're just I didn't sign the waiver. You did, you dumbass. I love how they're called actors, by the way. You're not acting like a psychopath. You are a psychopath. You're not pretending to torture people. You are torturing people. Anyway, immediately after this, it says, this is just a game. Your life isn't actually in danger. No, it's not, but it says participant agrees you're not in any danger. It doesn't say you're not in any danger. That's 2 different things. Also, the blatant hypocrisy of this line is very hilarious to me. You're not actually going to get beaten up. You are going to leave with a black eye, though. We're not actually beating you up. We are going to break your finger with a mousetrap, though. Also, it says the participant has to take all the equipment that was used against them back to the van. Side note, dude, why is it, always vans involved in crimes? You know how sometimes houses go on sale because someone got murdered in it? I bet, every van on planet Earth has that discount. If there was only 2 vehicles that I was allowed to use, either a scooter or a van, I'd take the scooter. I don't care if it takes 4 hours to get to work. If a cop uses a blacklight on that van, I'm cooked. I'm an accomplice to at least 4 crimes. Anyway, the reason I brought this up is just because I think it's funny. This lazy fat fuck is no, you carry the guillotine to the car. I'm not doing that shit. But also, if you're carrying the equipment, doesn't that make you an accomplice? They could frame you or something. The cops show up and are geez, we heard screaming. And Russ is I don't know what happened, but I do know that one guy over there with 1 arm, 4 teeth, and cuts all over his body is carrying a chainsaw to a van. So Next, there's like an entire page that's like, yeah, you could like die from loose screws or falling debris. Dude, who made this shit? Why is it falling apart during the show? Like, you know how Al Capone got arrested for tax evasion? This guy's gonna get arrested for like building codes or some shit. Next, there's like a fuck ton of random injuries I don't really care about. And my fucking controller stopped working during recording.
Just what I wanted. Exactly what I wanted, actually. Cool.
Another win for Zany Zachary. Okay, it's working again. Anyway, then it's like we could tase you and put on a dog collar. Dog collar? Dude, that's like a fetish. What the fuck? Also, it says he can crush you with various objects. Whether one of those objects is his fat fucking belly, it doesn't specify. Next, it says you have to tell them all your allergies. I assume so they can force feed them to you. Next, it says if you select dentist, they'll like take your teeth out. But if you don't select dentist, they can still take your teeth out. Fun. Next, it says medieval torture devices. They can use medieval torture devices on you. You motherfuckers thought I was joking when I said guillotine. Nope. That says they can mind control you. Fucking what? Then there's a bunch of other random bullshit. And then there's like a stupid fucking idiot, moron, stupid, annoying ad that like splits the page. But it says he can drug you. This whole next page is fun. I'm not cropping out any of this because there's so much stuff on it. They can choke and gag you. They can name call you, which seems tame. Like, after all the other shit you signed, like, imagine being like, I'll have my ribs broken and teeth pulled out, but being called butt face, that's where I draw the line. That's too far. They can put a plastic bag over your head at face and suffocate you. They put you into cages with bugs and force you to eat them. Cool. Also, like, immediately when you sign the waiver, they, like, take you hostage and throw you in a van. And you can't bring any weapons into the manor. This surprises me. I figured if you brought a weapon, they'd just, like, use it on you. You next agree that you're sober and there's no drugs or alcohol in your system, except for, you know, the ones they give you. Then they confirm you're not involved in a sting operation, which is hilarious to me. Next it says the tour won't stop no matter how much you beg, unless Russ, like, decides to stop it. Then yada yada, who cares? But I do love how at the end, it's like, they said they refuse to give you like video footage, you know, so you can't like use it as proof to sue them. Next, it says that you're stating you want to go as far as possible. So like if you say like, geez, stop the tour, they're just like, oh, well, you know, they take it as yes, like no means yes. Next, it says you're not allowed to cuss during the show, which I think is kind of unfair. Like they can like chop your arm off, but if you're like, fuck, that hurt when my arm got chopped off. That's too far. You can't do that. It then goes over how they can feed you vomit, blood, and urine. Better than my mom's cooking, am I right? Also, if you pass out, smelling salts will be administered. Okay, now check this out. This is giving you a low conspiracy brain, but like this next page is like completely blank. Like it's like white. Now, this could be the website I'm using glitching, or Russ could have, like, written shit in white font, like how you spruce up the word count on an essay. Because check this out. At the end of the page before it, the last thing is, like, 121, and at the start of the next page, it's 132. So they could have just wrote crazy shit in, like, white font they can't see that you're agreeing to. And then this last thing is fucking crazy to me. It basically says 36 hours after you sign the waiver, they can like keep the game going. So like if you're on the tour for 4 hours and you end up getting hurt and have to go to the hospital, if you get out of the hospital and there's still time left, they can like kidnap you from the hospital and beat the shit out of you again. Who the fuck would sign this? Anyway, the rest is just some random shit you're actually signing. But it does say on one of the forums you can't say anything bad about Mckamey Manor for 20 years after your tour. So, like, if they break your arm, you can't sue them. But if you're like, man, that sucks that my arm is broken, they can sue you. Something I want to talk about is how apparently they added, like, a safe word. But here's the thing. I don't think it matters. Because think about it, half the tour, you're getting your teeth ripped out, you're getting buried in mud, you have a plastic bag over your head. So, like, even though there's a safe word, you can't physically, like, say it. Or even if you do, they can just be like, sorry, the chainsaw is too loud, I can't hear you. And then just, like, keep going. Also, like, for the majority of the tour, you have these, like, earplug things in, and you're wearing a mask. So, like, you don't even, like, know that the safe word's necessary. You can't hear the sharpening of the axe they're gonna chop your fingers off with. You can't hear them loading their gun they're about to shoot you with. There's also the fact that when you're stressed out, it's just super easy to forget shit, which I know Russ thought of, because earlier in the waiver it says, like, if you say anything but the safe word, they just, like, take it as you want to keep going. Russ himself stated he's never gonna go in the manor.
Whatever. I would never do it. Don't get me wrong, you would never see me do this kind of hunt because I have fears that are back there. You know, I built it around what scares me.
He says he based it on his own fears. And seeing as though teeth pulling is a thing, that does not shock me. Like, this fat ass is terrified of not being able to chew dog food. He probably does eat at least some of the dog food, right? Like, it probably reminds him of the taste of MREs or something. He does have, like, 5 dogs. I wonder if he ever puts them, like, through the manor. Like, they, like, paw print the waiver. The teeth pull is real, by the way. According to the most accurate source of information on the planet, Google AI, Russ says the participants do it to themselves, but, like, fucking how? Like, what? Like, how? Like, what's this? Anyway, this one lady, Christina, went into the manor twice. What a psycho. Like, she went in once and was like, I have too many teeth. Eating through a straw is too easy. I want to go again. In her second tour, she was, like, crying because they started to shave her hair.
Don't cut my hair!
Just like that?
No, don't cut my hair!
Shut up or I'll gag you with it.
Which, like, you can break my ribs and teeth, but don't cut my hair. That's too far. She literally gave them permission to, like, cut off every body part, except for the one that grows back the easiest and quickest. I mean, she already looks like she's going through chemo. Might as well shave her head. I'll feel bad for making fun of her, by the way. Like, she's probably into that shit. There was another lady who entered the tour, and she was, like, previously awake for, like, 30 hours or some shit. Ended up falling asleep during the tour. And when she asked Russ later about what happened when she was asleep, he, like, refused to elaborate. Like, he was like, oh, I lost the footage, sorry. So clearly she got raped, right? And I know she got raped because, like, you know, she passed out and smelling salts weren't administered. Also, even if she didn't fall asleep, Russ could have, like, hid roofies into, like, vomit and then, like, fed it to her. If you're wondering why anyone on Earth would sign up for this other than being mentally ill, Russ allegedly will give you $20K if you make it through, which obviously is horseshit. This guy works at Walmart. He probably doesn't even have $20K to give you. And even if he did, that's not nearly enough to cover the therapy and hospital bills after the fact. So there's this, like, rumor online, which I can't find any credible sources, but I want to go over it anyway. Basically, the rumor is that this, like, military guy was in the manor for, like, 8 hours, and Russ kept asking him if he wanted to leave, and the guy refused. So Russ made up like a bullshit medical reason to kick him out, so he didn't pay the $20K. Even if this isn't technically true, this 100% would happen if someone made it that far. I was watching a documentary about the manor, and it mentions how there's, like, no medical staff on the premises. So, like, if Russ, the fat 60-year-old, has a heart attack while burying you or something, which is very likely to happen, then you're basically, like, fucked. Because, like, no one knows where you are, and you don't even know where you are, you know, because he blindfolded and kidnapped you. And as much as that would suck, I honestly think that's a fair trade. Like, a mentally ill person dies, but they take, like, a literal serial killer with them. I think that's, like, a net positive for the world. Russ was also apparently arrested for domestic abuse a while ago. Shocker, right? But apparently got apparently got released like immediately. So I guess the woman signed the waiver. The documentary also mentions how people like hacked into his email and found out he'd been evading taxes, but I couldn't find any information on him getting arrested for that. Which, like, the literal Joker pays taxes. So,
and if I don't pay up, I'll go to jail for tax evasion. I'm crazy enough to take on Batman, but the IRS, no, thank you.
So I guess the IRS signed the waiver too. There was this lady in the documentary who's like, yeah, I was traumatized from Mckamey's manor, but I ended up being Russ's like social media person and tried to get other people to like do the manor and downplay how bad it was. Dude, the CIA could not get that information out of me. Fucking Batman could not get that information out of me. You're saying you got abused and traumatized and ended up becoming like an accomplice to the abuser? Bitch, that's the plot to Saw 2. What are you talking about? Anyway, that's like all I got. If you're interested in more information, there's like a Mckamey Manor YouTube channel that has a lot of footage of other people's tours if you're interested. Originally, I was going to comb through those videos to, like, you know, get more stuff to talk about. But then I remembered I don't hate myself, so I didn't. Anyway, Russ said if this video gets 100 likes, he'll let my children go.